Bezrat Hashem, the Gemara this morning, Eruvin 102b. The Gemara this morning is speaking about a specific law, taking medicine on Shabbat or spreading cream on your skin on Shabbat. So let's explain. There's a gezerah of Chachamim. There's a decree of the rabbis. You're not allowed to take certain medicines on Shabbat, right? We're not speaking about somebody's ill, and not speaking of somebody, if he doesn't take his medicine, something is going to happen to him. We're speaking about, as a general rule, taking medicine on Shabbat. So let's say take a Tylenol, take an Advil, take all kinds of things on Shabbat. Are you allowed to do that? Or syrup for the cough, right? So basically, what happened is, in the olden days, all the medicine were made out of herbs, natural herbs. They used to take the herbs and grind them, right? And smash them and render them into powder. And they would mix it with water, they would mix it with any type of liquid. And this was the type of medicine they used to be in the olden days. Baruch Hashem, today, the industry became much better. So basically, you get a pill, right? You get a gel cap, you have a cap, you have a pill, right? You have all kinds of medicine that you take. Now, Chachamim were scared that somebody's going to not feel good on Shabbat and he's going to take herbs and smash them. Smashing herbs is the melacha of tochen. It's like chopping. You're not allowed to chop something on Shabbat. For example, you're making a salad. Says the Shulchan Aruch, you're not allowed to chop the tomatoes like they call Israeli salad. Israeli salad is like taking the tomatoes and the cucumbers and chopping small pieces, right? This is called tochen. You're supposed to cut a little bit bigger pieces, right, of tomatoes. Not so big because still you want a salad, but not so small, right? So anything which is chopping small is called tochen. So if you take herbs and you smash them and you grind them, it's called tochen. Chachamim were scared you're going to do it on Shabbat. If somebody doesn't feel good, he's going to take certain herbs, smash them, and prepare himself a tea, prepare himself something, and that's not allowed on Shabbat. So they decreed all medicines are not to be taken on Shabbat. Now, we have to understand, once something was decreed by the old rabbis, which were Anshe Knesset Gedolah or the Sanhedrin, which are rabbis which we cannot find as their wisdom. In order to take away their decree, you have to be greater in number and greater in wisdom. Greater in number, maybe we can reunite many rabbis today, but greater in wisdom, you cannot find greater in wisdom than those rabbis. So basically, any decree of rabbis cannot be taken off. Now, what's happening today? So let's say somebody he has a headache. Would he be allowed to take a Tylenol, an Advil, right? Whatever. Well, is he allowed to do so? So as a general rule, no. But you're going to tell me he's going to suffer on Shabbat. So go to sleep. But the decision today, Rav Ovadia Yosef is teaching us that today people take Tylenol and Advils as candies. Even doctors, they tell you take an aspirin. Why? It's good for the heart. So 1 aspirin a day is good. But you're not sick, but they're telling you it's a prevention. It's good to take an aspirin a day, right? So it's good to take an Advil. Some people take Tylenol because they're stressed out. So they take Tylenols. So it comes out today, certain types of medicine, people would take them without having any pain or without feeling not good. They would just take them as candies. So those type of medicine, Advils and Tylenols, were allowed to take on Shabbat. Now, it's even better if you can take it in a not obvious way. What does it mean? Let's say you're eating something, so you put your Advil, your Tylenol inside the food. Let's say a salad. You put it in a salad and you eat it. So you eat it as you eat the salad. So no one saw you taking a pill, right? We know you put it there, but it's not remarkable. So therefore, this is a much better way to do it. So, but syrups, right? All kinds of creams, right? Creams is another problem. Creams, you're smoothing out the cream over your skin, right? It's called memareach. You're not allowed to smooth out cream on Shabbat. Now, if your hands are not chopped and you have no problem with your hands, you just want to keep it smoother. They're smooth, they want to keep it smoother. So you can put cream, right, on Shabbat on your hands or on your face. But if you have chopped hands or chopped parts of the skin on the face. In this case, you'll be not able to put moisturizer and all kinds of creams on your face, because this will be considered as medicine. Now, what do you do with babies? Babies, sometimes they burn their behinds, right? And from the Pampers, because they were dirty and they get burnt, what do? So basically, you take the cream, you put it inside the pamper, or you put it on them, but you don't spread it. You just make him sit, and by sitting, he's going to spread it himself by sitting, right? So there's certain ways to overcome and to go about it on Shabbat. So basically, the Gemara this morning is speaking about somebody has retiyah. Retiyah means he has a bandage, and inside the bandage he has cream, right? And it fell off the place. Tanu Rabbanan, retiyah shepersha al gaber maka machzirin b'Shabbat. You can just move it back. So if the bandage moved a little bit from its place, and the cream is not exactly on where it's supposed to be, so you're allowed to move it back, right? And cover it, because basically you didn't put the medicine, it was there before Shabbat. Basically, you just put it. Now, if somebody must change his bandage on Shabbat for any reason, right? It's always better to do it with a non-Jew. And if he can't, so the person can do it himself, because that's a must. But the best thing is to wear it to Motzei Shabbat, and then put and change the bandage. So to tell you, doing medication on Shabbat is not permissible. Now, this is a general rule, but we're not speaking about people taking antibiotics. A person taking antibiotics should continue taking it, because this is a treatment, which means it has to be taken for 7 days at least, and always they tell you 10 days, right? So this is something you cannot stop, because stopping it, you can stop the whole process. So we're not speaking about at all those type of medicine that the person must take for his health. Those people are diabetic, right? Or people that have cholesterol and all those type of things, they can continue taking their pills, because the treatment, right, on the long term or short term doesn't make a difference. It's a treatment which you cannot stop. We're speaking about taking a pill for pain or for anything else on Shabbat, which is not a treatment. But as we said, certain types you're allowed, but it's even better to mix them, and it shouldn't be noticeable. Baruch Adonai leolam, amen ve'amen.